That's why the desert biome is so good, because of the cacti you get. Even though you take the damage, if you go from, let's say, grassland to desert, you always start in the grasslands anyway. You can get the butterflies from the grasslands, and once you take damage, let's say you don't have any armor, once you take damage, okay, shut up, shut up, shut up, go away. What was I saying? Once you take damage from picking the cacti without armor, you can just recover it with the butterfly wings. It's really efficient. The blue mushrooms, once you cook them, they give you sanity, but they lower your health. So again, if you have butterfly wings, it is pretty easy to just recover all your health again. A way to kill butterflies is just wait until they land on top of a flower, or sometimes they land on top of nothing. Because they're stupid or something, I don't know. But if that happens, then you can just smack them once, easy peasy. So as with all new worlds, you want to gather all the resources from your immediate surroundings. Seems to be no flint, and that's the reason why I like to bring gold. No flint for axes. Oh, there we go. So, just as a general rule about flint usage, if you have one piece of flint, you can make an axe, but you don't know if there's any more flint in the nearby area, so it might not be a good idea to make an axe immediately. And this applies to survival mode as well. If you use 2 flint to make a pickaxe, you make flint somewhat renewable. You can mine for flint, you can mine for rocks, and that way you won't run out of flint in case you actually need it for some kind of emergency. So far I've seen 2 flint. There's one up there somewhere. I didn't miss it. I know it's there. But I'm just gonna gather stuff around me for now. And because I have 2 flint, I can make a pickaxe. So I have 3 flint now. The other way to kill butterflies is to run past them and then attack them with force attack. Hello? So with 3 flints, you can make an axe as well as a pickaxe, and you don't really have to worry anymore after you get 3 flint. There are cases where certain areas might not have that much flint, and just having an idea of what to do with what little flint you have, that could help you go a long way. But in general, there should be flint scattered around the grasslands, because you always start in the grasslands anyway. Alright. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I made a mistake. I should have pre-built this last map. After I put this down, I should have pre-built it and saved it for this map. So you can pre-build items by just clicking the item that you want to make. I'll show you in a second. I don't want this. I like a backpack. I like to put resources in my backpack. So pre-make, you can see the blue outline, that means it's pre-made. Once you make it, at any time, even if you don't have the actual items for it, which I don't right now, you can just drop it, because technically it's already made. So when you start a map, I always say this, I'll say it again, you want to gather from your immediate surroundings and then walk to an edge and explore the edges of the world first. For this map, in this case, for 2 worlds, it's just 2 giant islands. One island is full of dangerous things, and this island is full of not so dangerous things. This is the map where you basically prepare for the last one. You can get 2 worlds on day 3 or map 3, which is not really what you want, but it can help you. If you do get it on map 3, you'll be able to prepare for day 4, map 4 and 5, chapter 4 and 5, the chapters. Graveyard normally has gold scattered on the ground, so if I find some gold on the ground, I will pick it up. It is very essential. Well, I guess I have flint. It's only essential if you want to actually carry gold around. You can make the golden stuff with just gold and twigs, really easy to make. If you bring gold to the next world, you know that twigs are pretty abundant everywhere, so you're almost always going to have tools. And if you have tools, you can sustain yourself. So let's see, I'm going to show you something. Berry bushes. Turkeys sometimes appear from these. If you have a strong weapon, you can camp them. Just hold the force attack key. The moment they appear, you just smack them once with it, automatically, if you're holding down the key. You can also tap the key rapidly, if you want. Even at dusk, when turkeys just go in and out, you can hit them. You gotta be careful of nearby enemies, though. Nearby things, not enemies. Because if you use force attack, it acquires the closest target within like this much of your range. So force attack made me attack that, or try to. Alright, so the turkeys are not complying. Doesn't really matter, I have a lot of food anyway, so I don't have to worry about it. Just continue exploring, finish exploring this map, finish gathering what you need, and just head over to the second map, through the wormhole, second island. It's called 2 worlds for a reason, because it's technically 2 worlds. One of them is like near permanent dusk, and one of them is near permanent day. And all of the things that you need, the ring thing, potato thing, whatever, all 4 of them, they will spawn on the other side, not on this side, because there's no hazards here, except for guardian pigs, and maybe some spiders. But in general, this is like the easy mode area. It's nighttime, but I don't really care. I just flicker like 1% off, and then continue moving. At nighttime, you want to look at your map a lot, so you know where you're going. You don't want to run into a wall. Oh, okay. Well, flickering without a second item is very difficult. You can't just double tap it. When you hear Charlie, you can just equip it real quick, unequip it, and yeah, I don't think I used even 1%. Pretty good. A torch, you normally use like 2% every time you flicker, 1 or 2%, but Miner Hat has more durability, more time, I should say, per durability. This much food will, I think, last me for the whole run, so I think I'm ready to go. I could kill a pig for a hambat, but the tentacle spike will actually be enough for any kind of enemies that I will face. A few more of these, that could also help. Oh, in general, you want to have about 15 to 20 of your primary resources. So rocks, logs, twigs. So I guess I will actually listen to my own advice and farm up a little bit more before I leave. You just want to leave through the wormhole. There are sick wormholes that are like kind of faded in color, all gray and coughing. You want to avoid those. They're not good. Just go through the normal wormhole. Pine cones are pretty useless on adventure mode. you're not going to be building a base, so you're not going to be building a tree farm for yourself. So there's no point in keeping the pine cones. If you do need inventory space, pine cones are one of the first things you can drop. But I'm keeping them in case I need them for fuel. But most likely I'm not going to need them because I don't think I'm going to stop at night. Yeah, if you need any help, just ask. I'll look at chat every once in a while if I'm not rambling. Try to answer your questions if I can. But this is adventure mode. It's different from survival, so if you're playing adventure mode, this will probably be pretty helpful. If not, some of the advice could still be useful. Some of it, a lot of it, I should say, actually, does apply to the survival mode as well, the sandbox mode. Crazy Monkey 3, thanks for following. This is a lot of food. This island's pretty big, but I don't really need anything else. I'm just gonna rush it. Finish this area. What the hell's this? Interesting. Got a bunch of rocks here. I am going to go through the graveyard though and pick up some gold. There's almost always gold in that area. And this is the wormhole that I will be going through. Graveyard's up here. Just in case I need it. Probably won't need it, but just in case. You're gonna play a new world, Reign of Giants? If you're comfortable with Reign of Giants, then go ahead. But if you're new to the game, I don't recommend playing ROG yet. Just play vanilla. Kinda get used to it, and then once you're comfortable with ROG, once you're comfortable with surviving in general, play ROG. There's a lot to learn for ROG. It's a lot more to micromanage, a lot more to learn, a lot more hazards, a lot more difficult than vanilla. I don't recommend using Willow for ROG. Alright, so I'm in the dangerous area now. This is the safe area, this is the dangerous area. It's still going to be about the same size, and that means that the things that I need to find are all going to be in a relatively close vicinity. So, like, there's one already. Got the ring thing already. This map I should finish by like day 3 or 4. So with all new worlds, assume that, like, pretend that this is a new world. You want to gather from your immediate surroundings. Unfortunately, it's a marsh, so there's nothing for me to gather. And then head to the nearest edge and explore your world starting from the edges. Just go around the edges just like I did over here and fill in the rest later. It also applies for survival mode. But in adventure mode, it's not really important to fill in unless you have to. So when you pick up something from here, you always want to check again if there's another thing in the area. There is a chance that the ring thing could have been here, maybe the crank thing could have been right there, and you wouldn't know. So you need to always check your divining rod to make sure that you don't miss anything, and that's when you kind of just want to fill in the area. But for me, I'm gonna go around in a circle and see how big this place is before I fill it in. If I run into something, then it's great. If not, then I don't care too much. Willow is kind of hard for ROG because ROG introduces a lot of elements that force you to manage your sanity. If you're not good at managing sanity, or if you're like me and just leave your sanity really low all the time, you could start burning things. Willow's negative effect is when she's low on sanity, she'll start fires. So you could burn down your base, you could burn down a forest that you don't want to. It's just more hazards for you to manage. It's like a self hazard. Wilson is probably the most well rounded. He's good for winter. For summer, you want to shave his beard. Shaving his beard will give you sanity back, so it will help you with the sanity management as well. And if you need to build your meat effigies, Wilson obviously can do that as well once you shave his beard. So he's a pretty well-rounded character. His stats are good too. He doesn't have a lower attack modifier, which is actually one of the worst things in the game. Like Wendy and Wes have. So that's a positive. So I just want to keep checking this. I went around in a loop, so over here it says I was getting somewhat close. I'm heading in the right direction, so most likely it's like here. Or here. Just judging by the sound. I wonder what it is. Let me go around though. Oh, it's the wooden thing, okay. I would have said that in the very beginning, but this does not actually indicate the wooden thing. It has to be like an actual island like this for it to be the wooden thing. Ow! What the hell? Get off me. The wooden thing is the dangerous one. So the reason it's dangerous is because the wooden thing is not an item that you take with you. It's the base of your exit. And you have to put all the other things inside the wooden thing to create the teleportado. And that means because it's stationary, there could be something like here. There could be like one thing here, and your signal's just going to go crazy the entire time you're nearby, and you won't know what it is. You won't know if there's two things here, or if it's the wooden thing triggering your divining rod. And because of that, if you see the wooden thing and you don't know where anything else is, chances are you just need to check around the wooden thing, and you'll probably find it. But for me, I'm not at that point yet. I only have one thing so far, so I am going to just continue with the map. And most likely fill in a lot of this area just to be sure I don't miss anything that could be giving off the signal near the wooden thing, because it kind of is deceptive. Grab this. Eat the berries. Pretty terrible items, but I have a lot of them. Carrots are good items. They'll recover a lot of hunger, and if you cook them, they recover 3 health instead of 1 health. But I saw something. Oh, it's a pig. Touchstone. I would recommend playing Wilson. Alright, you gotta be careful around here. There's a Maxwell in the middle, I think. Scary, scary. So the signal is getting faint. Oh, this area is actually pretty big, so it might like loop around like this. Okay, that's the box thing. So 2 out of 4 so far. Again, once you find something, you could have something really close to it. Everything gives out the same signal. It doesn't tell you how many there are nearby. It just tells you if there is something nearby. So you just want to keep checking. Oh, okay. So 2 of these things are very close to each other. One here, one probably over there. I'm just going to circle around the edge here and then kind of fill in the middle and find it. Yeah, so it is in there. Alright, so this is a new biome. Before I enter the new biome, I'm just going to pick up the item. Metal potato thing. And I'm going to continue on. Check again. No signal. So I'm really far away from any potential things in the area. Just be careful around these tall birds. Avoid the sick wormholes. Also avoid this trap here with a bunch of tentacles. So most likely it's like in this area, or it's somewhere around the wooden thing. 2 worlds is pretty easy. It's a pretty easy map. Once you get all the resources you need, I kind of went overkill. I have way too many resources with me. Way too much food. You should be fine. It'll set you up for finishing this area really easily. Alright, so it is in this area. It isn't actually next to the wooden thing. Just keep checking. The walking cane gives you movement speed, so you want to use the walking cane more often, and just check when you actually want to get an idea of which direction you should go. And I found it, the crank thing. So it's nighttime. I'm gonna head over here. Nighttime's really short, so I'm just gonna flicker. I'm gonna avoid this area here because there are traps here potentially. Going through the marsh, even though the marsh is kind of scary, it is pretty safe as long as you keep moving. Just keep moving and nothing will hit you once you walk into it. Oh, okay. Well, plans change. Yeah, that's not good. I hate killer bees, in darkness especially. So that's an example of walking into things. Rip health. Alright, so the items I'm bringing over to the next map, it's going to be the same as last time. Good thing the merms cleared out this area for me. Makes it a lot easier. So just put the things onto the wooden thing, and then you take the divining rod and you unlock it. Click it once, make sure the head comes out, and then you can bring whatever item you want. Before I leave though, there is some stuff I need to do. Sanity is a bit low right now. Don't care too much. But I will recover all of my health. I could just be in days of them. So you can't carry too many items over. You can carry 4 items over, sorry, not 3. And because of that, if you have food items, just eat it all before you leave, before you head over. 150 health? Nope, not yet. Just do this. Alright, 150 health. There we go. And then just click it, put the stuff in. And we're done this map. 3 days. Easy. Easy. There we go. Next map is Darkness. It's the complete dark map. This one's kind of annoying, but it's still okay if you know what you're doing.